Well, I'm also by myself a passionate cyclist. So I live in Taipei. I started several years ago Taipei Slow Cyclists, which is a community now from over 330 people who's cycling on a regular base. My intention at that time was like it should be for better mental and physical health, plus an inspiring camaraderie. And on one of the trips, we were in Mongolia. And in Mongolia, there was a company from Europe where Nacho was one of the cyclists to guide the tour.
We met in Mongolia. We went for this beautiful trip. And then one day, Marco got fed up of the sand that was on the track.
That's true.
Because there was a lot of sand that day.
Well, it's close to the desert Gobi.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of sand.
So, that day I was taking care of the group on the Russian van. So Marco hopped in the Russian van and we had a long, beautiful chat where I was explaining Marco about this project that I have. And Marco said like, oh, tell me a little bit more about it.
I was very intrigued by the way how he explained to me. So there's this race in Alaska. It's called Road to Iditarod race. It's in the winter time. It's 1,000 miles. Crazy. I think, I mean, even for me, I'm a passionate cyclist. I probably wouldn't want to cycle in Alaska in the winter. He wants. But he had a plan how to achieve this. He wants to achieve this clearly before he's 40. He has a 4-year plan to do it. And he had like certain milestones how he want to achieve this. Very focused, very planned through. So I was like, wow, this is like highly focused. You need to be very resilient in doing this. And you really, really, really must appreciate cycling. And I was like, this is kind of very interesting. So he has kind of the core values of Neumonda in one person's dream. This is not just like a sports sponsoring. This is like I help him to achieve what he would like to reach in the next 4 years. So he has laid out a plan. He was super focused what he wants to do. And I like the way that it is aligning with the Neumonda core values, the focus, appreciation, and the resilience. And on a side effect, since you're going to these extreme conditions, all of the companies within the Neumonda group are focusing on high reliability, industrial market, extreme temperature, like 0 time down of the products. That was also perfect. So it's kind of very interesting coming from a memory tech company and going with a crazy cyclist together who wants to do 1,000 miles in Alaska.
I was pretty impressed when I knew the core values of Neumonda, because when we had that chat in Mongolia, I didn't know anything about the company.
Well, the internet was not working.
Exactly. But then when I came home and we started talking about the possibility to partner together and do things together, I found the core values of Neumonda and I was like, oh, wow, this is really like goes with what I do. And I felt like I was where I had to be at that moment. Mm-hmm. I think that what helps the most to train for this is being alone while cycling in wild places.
Right.
So yeah, I would say that 80% for myself, it's mental and 20% is physical.
And how was this in Kyrgyzstan?
Oh, that was very bad. The truth was Kyrgyzstan was not only a true test of physical part, but the most important, it was the best mental training I have ever done. And even though I had to scratch and I had to pull away from the race, I think it was a great training for what I'm gonna have to go through in Alaska. The thing is that, long story short, I got sick since the first day in Silk Road mountain bike race, which is a 1,900 kilometers race through the mountains of Kyrgyzstan. Super lonely, like really, you can spend days without seeing anyone. So I got a lung infection, I was sick, I had fever, I was bad of my stomach, and I still decided that I wanted to try. I worked hard to be there, and I felt I was somehow if I pulled away, I was failing all the people that supports me. So I tried every day for 5 days. I put some goals every day. So I said, I'm going to get to here and then I will rest. I stopped thinking about positions and I wanted to finish. And then I would try for 5 days until my body said, that's it, buddy, you cannot go more. And it took me some time to go through scratching, through not achieving a goal, because I always achieved the goals that I set until Kyrgyzstan. So after some days, even after some weeks that I came back home, I went through it and I thought about all that I lived. And I was like, I've learned way more than all those times that I achieved the goal. So my biggest, the thing that I learned the most in this is that we can fail. And there is nothing bad in failing. We learn from those failures to make things afterwards in a better way.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's similar, let's say, also like in the corporate world, right? So I think you make failure and you always need to get up one more time than you fall, right? And I think failure is a great opportunity to reset yourself and to prepare that next time you're not making the same mistake. But of course, I think in your specific case, when your body is really sick, he gives you notifications. You need to listen to that. What I like on the approach, and again, this also goes, let's say, to a company. He feels he's weak. He makes like small goals where he can achieve. And then from there, he takes the next one. But ultimately, there was a point where a goal was not achieved anymore and you need to reset. And that's kind of an interesting analogy because if you stress resilience, you need to see resilience in a very long term. Resilience is not only like a short term, especially again, looking at Neumonda, looking at the market. We are constantly in a market which is up and down. So you need to be very resilient that on the long term, when you are planning, that you have the right attitude towards the business. And I think when we talk, and I know we talked at that time in Mongolia like for hours, there are so many analogies which is kind of fascinating to see that even a failure, which you probably had a problem to share with us, but at the end of the day, our plan with you is that you finish before you are 40, the road to EDT, so that you will have failures in between is possible and will happen. But ultimately, we will do everything to help you to support your achievement with the road to EDT.
Thank you. Thank you very much.